Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Unfiltered Podcast. We are your host, Marco Barella.
And Troy Scherzer.
So, again, we are doing this virtual style because Troy thought it was an amazing idea to get sick. Isn't that right, Troy?
Yes, sir.
What
Wonderful.
exact, do we know what happened? Do you know, like, where you got it, you think? Or
I have the flu. No, I have no idea.
you just
There's no way
randomly
to know.
contracted it? Damn.
Yep.
Well, that stinks because I was hoping we do this in person. But hey, you know what? The grind don't stop, baby. We're doing these weekly uploads for y'all. Um, we got an episode because I have a lot to talk about, and one of the things, before that, do you think? Actually, no, I don't. I don't think. Right. I wanted to ask you because I know it's been at least a week or two since this happened. How are your teeth feeling? Because Troy got his wisdom teeth removed. How are you feeling from that?
They're all right. Overall, didn't need any kind of stitches. Didn't need anything special with them. I got put under for like 40 minutes. They removed them. Weird thing was they were just kind of holes just sitting there for a while. They didn't stitch them. They didn't have to do anything, which was nice. But all in all, not too bad. And I
Damn.
wasn't real loopy leaving either. It was nice. It was basically just being like 7, 8 shots deep at that point. That was about it, and then it wore off pretty quick. It was just I was really tired,
Really,
but other than
and
that, all in all, it was all good.
that's good because like I told you behind the scenes, technically the doctor recommended that I do my wisdom teeth, but I'm kind of hesitant because I've seen like stuff online, about like anesthesia, and I know they give you the option if you want anesthesia, but I'm assuming they numb it, right? If you say no anesthesia, they numb the area before they do the surgery,
Yeah,
or
do not do it without anesthesia. You yes, you don't feel anything, but you feel the vibration of them scraping your like gums and everything of getting them out, and you feel it like everything moving around and everything, and you're awake. Don't do that.
damn,
Every every single person I've talked to all has said the same thing, whether they had anesthesia or they were still awake and it was just numb. They said, "Do not do it awake." Apparently, it is horrifying because also you see people working your mouth, they lift up and their hands are just covered in your blood.
uh,
Apparently, it's like a horror scene. Don't do it. You don't want to be awake for it. It's honestly not that bad. Depending on your size of your body build, you'll be able to take the anesthesia a little bit better or worse. But all in all, yeah, you lose. I would definitely say 2 days. Take 2 days, take the day, and then take the day after. But I mean, after that, unless yours are like fully compacted and really messed up, just get them done. Take 2 days, you'll be all right. You'll be a little off. Your teeth will hurt, but you'll be under enough drugs that you'll be fine.
damn. Do they give
Enough
you?
pain meds.
Is that they give you pain meds afterwards?
Yeah, it was pretty much Tylenol and ibuprofen.
Damn. I mean,
It
I
was
guess
a higher dosage of ibuprofen, or yeah, I
yeah.
think it was basically ibuprofen, but a different name for it. I forget, but it was just a higher
They gave you
dosage,
the
and you
good
just take
shit.
them every 3 hours, and the other is every 5 hours, and you just gotta do it religiously. I woke up the one morning and my teeth definitely hurt because I slept for longer and I didn't take them right when I went to bed.
Oh shit.
Once I took them, I was perfectly fine. They bothered me a little bit that one morning, but other than that, that day of they hurt. It kind of sucks eating anything. Like chicken broth and like room temp stuff is your best friend. Cold,
Really?
it will hurt. It hurts like a bitch. It's
Yeah, sensitive.
not fun.
Yeah, I get that.
Hot wasn't as bad. I didn't have to worry about hot too much, but the cold killed it. And basically, I was told the first 24 hours, put ice on it. Have ice on it as much as possible, like 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off, all day long. I had barely any swelling at all. Now, I also drank a gallon, I think it was a gallon, of pineapple juice the 2 days before. I did about a third of it the 2 days before, and then this 2/3 the day before. I had barely minimal, very minimal, like you barely noticed it unless you really, really looked, swelling. Didn't have any kind of issues.
Oh,
I
cause
did the
the pineapple
pineapple.
juice.
Yeah, apparently it helps with inflammation. Now, I was told by the nurse that it's a lie. It's horseshit. It's not true. I
What
don't
does
know.
she know?
I
What
have
does she
no
know?
I I know, but I had no swelling, and every single person that has done it doesn't have swelling. So, and I mean, I had ice on it constantly. Now, I also got lucky. Mine weren't issues. They were just the bottom ones were completely sideways. They weren't really touching any other teeth though. They weren't like impounded, and the top ones were just kind of a little wonky.
Mm.
All
And
in all, it
how
wasn't too bad.
many? How many of the wisdom teeth you got? All four removed, or a couple?
Yeah, I got all four.
Wow.
Technically, I could have only done three because one was actually perfectly in line straight, but they're like, you're gonna be lopsided. Just do all four. There's no point in having one.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not using it. You're There's no point to have it.
Damn. Good.
All in all, it's all good.
So you said the procedure was like 40, 45 minutes long. You said.
Yeah, so we got there a little before 2:15. Um, went back. I had to pay a little bit because my insurance only covered 80%, but honestly wasn't too bad, honestly, for everything. Um,
Damn.
got that figured out, went in the waiting room for like maybe 5 minutes, used the bathroom beforehand, and then they took me back. They hooked me up, everything, the IV, the monitors, everything got me all hooked up, ready to go, oxygen on. Doctor came in. I don't want to say he was rude, but he was very boom, bam, bam, bop. He walked in. He said, "All right, put him under." I swear to God, like maybe 30 seconds. They're like, "Okay," and I'm like sitting there. I'm like, I feel kind of weird. Before I know it, it feels like 2 seconds. I wake up, my teeth are done.
So you literally, it was like a blink of an eye. Like you passed that
Yes.
and you
Yep.
woke back up.
Literally, I didn't realize I fell asleep, and it felt like 2 seconds. Woke up, my lips were dry as shit. My mouth was dry, but other than that, I was all right. And I had the cotton in my mouth to absorb it just for a little
Damn.
while.
That doctor definitely had lunch plans. He said, "Hurry this fucking shit up. Let's go."
Yeah,
That's.
really. He was boom bam bop. I was
I
like, you
mean,
know what? If you don't want to say hi to me, that's perfectly fine. He did a great job. I have no complaints. I one, two, the top two closed really quickly. I didn't even notice them. The bottom two, which were sideways, were the bigger gaps. I still can't eat real fine stuff that like will
oh,
break into real small particles. I still kind of do, but I only eat in the front and I eat small portions of it so it doesn't get back there.
so your teeth hasn't
Um,
fully recovered yet. You're what you're saying.
No, I have one left. My left side one is still a little wonky, but all in all, not too bad. It's like I want to say the holes were the size of maybe small peas.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
yeah.
Sorry. All right, my computer just shut off on me. Sorry about that.
Um.
Um. Anyway, and now the one is maybe the size of a pinhole, if that. But honestly, it's all good now. No pain. A little I don't want to say discomfort. You can definitely feel like something happened there, but it's just going away as it goes.
Damn. Cause that's it. Ooh, excuse me. That's the thing, right? Is that like I said, my doctor, my dentist, technically recommended that I would see an orthodontist. I'm pretty sure that's the big fancy word for it
Yeah.
about my
Yep.
wisdom teeth. As of right now, I don't feel my wisdom teeth. I don't know, like if you towards leading up to the procedure, did you feel your wisdom teeth like affecting your like your mouth and all that, or
So, uh, best way to put it is about a month, maybe 2 months beforehand. For some reason, my bottom left side it started hurting me whenever I chewed. It felt like I was chewing on my own gum anytime I bit down. So I had to be like real careful inside. But after the week, it was gone. It never happened again. I've been able to feel all my wisdom teeth for I don't know months, years now. Like you know what I mean. I could feel the tooth. They weren't fully prominent, like the molars in the back or anything, but I could definitely feel them a little bit just sticking out. And I was
mm.
wondering why the bottom ones felt different than the top ones. They were sideways, which makes sense now.
Oh damn, wow.
Yeah. But they weren't like pressing in on anything. Now, when I got my dentist appointment, they said, you should have had them done yesterday. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. When can I get in to go to my consultate, get them out, whatever. And he's like, okay. And he did it the next week, and then the following week, I had them pulled out. So it was pretty quick. I didn't really have to wait. Now I had special circumstances. I needed to get it done as quick as possible,
Oh
but
shit.
that was insurance. So
Oh yeah, cause yeah, you
yeah, it
said you're
wasn't
in.
anything with me. It was with my insurance. I had to do it boom bam bob as quick as possible, and they were real good with that. I explained everything. They said, "All right, let's do it." I actually went in for my consultation, and she's like, I could actually do it today. She's like, "But you probably already ate," and I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Ah, all right."
You can't
She's
eat.
like, "Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't.
Most
You can't eat for 8
procedures.
hours
Yeah.
before."
Yeah. That it's the same thing with blood work. You can't eat or drink, which sucks.
Yeah.
I guess I understand it somewhat, but like it sucks. Like I can't tell you like waking up at 3 in the morning, you want to drink something. Like I have blood work in the morning. I can't do that.
That's true.
I get that. I was somewhat the same way because I've only been under anesthesia once. That
Mm,
was I believe actually maybe twice. I don't know. Point is, one time was tonsil surgery. I had to get remove my tonsils in the back of my throat, and the other one was I think ironically enough an extra tooth. It wasn't wisdom teeth. I had an extra tooth growing. I had to get that removed,
okay.
which is weird. But similar to what you said, it was the same thing, right? But weird, oddly enough, I'm not sure if they had you doing that for your thing, but did they have you count backwards?
No,
They didn't have you do
no.
that.
Honestly, I was like, he's like, "All right, start it." I was like, "Okay." I'm sitting there. I'm sitting there. Not nobody's talking to me, and I'm like, oh, I feel kind of weird. And then like a couple seconds later, I'm waking up and everything's done. And I'm like, oh, okay,
Bro got Diddy fine.
yeah,
He got the Diddy juiced on. um, but yeah, I was just saying more. They made me do that. Plus, I oddly remember saying the gas smelled like roses. I remember I was like, this smells like roses, and I just fucking blacked out. And
okay,
I woke up like 2 seconds later, like you said.
yeah.
Like,
I didn't have any smell. I mean, was getting used to like having oxygen on, so I was like, yeah, this is interesting. Okay, whatever. I didn't. It was no difference. I felt, or
yeah.
you know what I
I,
mean. It didn't smell any different until I got put under, but
so like
really
I
no
forgot
difference.
the way it looked like. Did it was it the one? Because I've got I have like I can't think of the word, but I've gotten laughing gas for
Yeah.
cavities. Is
Okay.
and
Yeah.
have you ever gotten laughing gas for like when you had to
No.
go fix cavities? No. So basically, I call
Knock
it
on
the
wood. I've never had cavities, so
I call it the pig mask because they have it only specifically you put it on your nose, not your mouth. So
oh,
it looks
okay,
like a
gotcha.
oinker thing, like, like the little thing.
Okay.
What was yours? Was yours a full blown mask or was yours only the nose?
It was just a tube. It was just like older people that are on oxygen that it like wraps around their ears, comes down, goes the two prongs go in each nostril, and
Oh,
then it comes back up
that's what
around the ear.
anesthesia was.
Yeah, that was all it was.
Damn,
They didn't have to put any mask or anything on me like that,
that's crazy.
which was nice. It
Was
was
there
very comfortable, pretty much for the most part.
because like obviously like what my mom was telling me and was kind of like focusing is that I should get it done now when I'm a little younger instead of older.
Yes, don't wait
But the problem is
because
like I don't feel anything. My teeth, my
no, but the you don't want to wait until you do feel it. When you actually feel it is when it's gonna be 10 times worse, the procedure. Get it done while you're not feeling it. That means they're not compacted. They're not, you know what I mean? They're not real issue. Get them done before they become an issue, and it's 10 times worse. I've been told by everybody that had either compacted or waited and it started hurting. They're like, let's get it out. Apparently, it was horrible. It was, they were in so much pain afterwards, and it was 10 times worse than what I went through.
really wow.
Yeah, that's why I was when I heard that, I'm like, "You know what? Do it." Honestly, I wasn't even nervous either. My mom was asking me, she's like, "Oh, are you nervous? Are you nervous?" I'm like, "Honestly, no." My other thing was I've never gotten any procedures before, like that extreme or anything like that in recent, what I can remember. So I wasn't really nervous because I didn't know what to expect. And I'm like, "Oh, you know what? It is what it is. I'm just gonna put under and we're gonna do it. We're gonna be done." And even sitting there and laying there, I'm like, I was watching my heart rate. I got it down to I think 60 or 58, if I'm not mistaken, beats per minute. I was trying to get as
Huh.
low as possible because I was watching the monitor. I was just, breathing really steadily, and I was trying to watch. I was like, oh, this is cool. I want to see how low I can get.
Damn. Yeah,
But
cause
all in all, not too bad.
yeah. So was it there was because like I guess looking back on it now, I haven't had any like knock on wood. I haven't no bad experiences with anesthesia the past couple times I've done it, but I think now that I'm older, I'm more skeptical as was it. I mean, I was terrified. I mean, I remember vividly when I got my tonsils removed when I was like, 11, 12 maybe years old. I was really young
Yeah.
at the time. I remember like wanting to like say, no, never mind. I want to back out. I want to back out. And like you said, I ended up waking up quick and easy. I guess because like obviously there's a lot of misinformation online about stuff like anesthesia, about like people waking up in the middle of anesthesia and you're in fucking pain and shit. But like again,
It's
like you said,
happened.
it depends on like
Yeah.
like your body weight, how old are you, depending how much the dosage of anesthesia you need. I guess I'm not 100%
Yeah.
sure about that.
I think it also depends on, the actual doctors and nurses and whatnot themselves. Because, if they're not doing what they're supposed to, a lot can happen. If someone makes a mistake or whatnot, my people were great. I have no complaints. They were all super
Hmm.
nice. Doctor, he was very straightforward. Didn't even talk to me the day of surgery, but I was like, you know what? I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Like everybody
Damn.
else was nice.
So was any no concerns going into it? Like you were like ready to
Honestly,
tackle it?
no. No,
Damn.
I think my whole thing was I didn't have to get it done. It wasn't like, "Oh, this is gonna be bad," because, they started hurting, there's issues, like, "Oh, this is gonna be an issue, this is gonna be an issue." He looked at it, he's like, "Honestly, not gonna hopefully be too bad. We just gotta watch this one because we just don't wanna go down too far because I guess that's where your jaw is or whatever." I don't know. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dentist, but all in all, I was told it shouldn't be too bad. Nothing's really uh, the nothing's a problem now is the best way to put it. Obviously they were sideways, but it wasn't like, oh,
Yeah.
that one's gonna be an issue. We're gonna have to really get in there or anything. Apparently they just sliced open, got him out, and called it a day.
Damn. Yeah. I think my last appointment at the dentist was a couple months back. They were
Yeah.
saying how it's not like you said. Mine are just starting to kind of bend to like start touching my actual teeth. So like I said,
Oh yeah, get them done.
mine's slowly but surely. That's what I might do. I mean, I am a little nervous. I get that. I'm not worried about the
Yeah.
pain aspect. I'm worried about anesthesia. That's the one thing I'm like.
To be honest with you, you shouldn't be. That's the least of your worries, the anesthesia part. If you've gotten put in under and you're not like allergic or anything, I wouldn't be concerned. I would just get it done as soon as possible. That's my whole thing. I'm like, get it done now, so that way you're not like waiting. Like, oh, there's anticipation. Like, if they're like, oh, we can do it next week, as long as you can get off for 2 days, or if you're off for a couple days or whatever, do it. I did it on Thursday, and I was off Thursday, Friday, and I did take off Monday because I was warned that the third and fourth day can be the most painful because I guess when everything starts closing up, that's when the blood clots start, and if there's a little bit of an issue, it can cause pain. I had a little bit of pain on Monday, and I was like, "Ooh," and I was walking around trying to get ready, and I'm like, "It's just getting worse," and I'm like, I have these pain meds that if normal pain medicine isn't working, take these. But it's one of
Mhm.
those that's like you're not really supposed to operate, machinery or anything. And I'm like, I don't think that's going to be okay to go to work with these because in case something does happen, the first thing they're going to say, "Oh, do you take it?" And it's like, "Well, yeah, I took these pain meds, these stronger. I forget the name of them, but this whatever pain meds that you can't get obviously over the counter." And they're gonna
Yeah.
be like, "Oh, yeah,
It's the
why?"
heavy
That
good shit.
yeah, and the fault comes on you or whatever if anything would happen. So I was like, you know what? I was off that day, and it is what it is. But all in all, not too bad after that.
That's good. I mean, yeah, I might maybe next. I always got to see what the progress is by next appointment. Who knows? Maybe. And I pitched the idea to you, but for the audience, I pitched the idea that we should do an episode of the podcast when Troy was high off the medicine. But Troy said it was only for like a couple of minutes. So other than that,
Yeah, honestly,
it should have been
Leah.
Troy just in
Sorry.
pain. It should have
Yeah,
been
no,
Troy like.
really. Yeah, it was. Leah took videos of me of like I told her to like ask me questions afterwards because I was like,
I think I saw
you
the
see people
story.
asking questions and whatnot. I was fully coherent. I could answer them. Yeah, my mouth was but
Oh, so you still
all
like?
in all,
Cause I've seen like, I'm not gonna lie. That's the one. That's the other thing I'm worried about my family doing is they're fucking dicking around with me when I'm like, oh, so Marco, you got any secrets? Yeah. I'm afraid I'm gonna
that's
say some.
Oh, that was my worst where I was like, I don't want to say something I shouldn't be saying.
I'm about to
You
say
know,
you better like
or
cut
call like a nurse, be like, "Oh, you're so hot," or some stupid like that. That was my
smack her
worst
in the
thing. No,
dude.
no. I hope I wouldn't do that. But apparently they've seen everything and anything, and I'm like, I just don't want to say something out of pocket and get everybody be like,
Nothing
"What did he
racist.
just say?"
No
Yeah,
racist.
like I don't want to say something I
You need
shouldn't.
to leave. Get
But
out.
honestly, I didn't say anything too bad. I was a little excited about the pain. I was very
What?
enthusiastic about
Oh,
that.
you
Well, not
were
enthused. I shouldn't say
you were
excited, but I was
curious.
enthusiastic because the nurse was explaining, this is gonna happen. Do this, 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 and then I'm like, and then comes the pain. Or sorry, it should really be like,
Hey
"Here comes
man,
the pain," and then
whatever you're into,
oh
man.
my
Whatever
god,
you're into. If you're into that stuff, you know what I mean.
I don't have a pain kink. I have a buddy that does have a pain kink, but I do not.
How does that work? What?
They I they like pain. I don't know. They like
We
they
need to
like a little
have
bit of
them.
pain with their action.
We need to have them on the
When they're gonna be
podcast. We gotta
gone.
ask that.
There's
um,
a chance you'll be on. There's a chance.
let's go. We gotta get him on. I'm very curious because what the fuck? That's why I'm curious. um, speaking of what the fuck, this is kind of sort of like breaking news. I guess I mean it's probably like a week old by now, but it's still relatively massive at the moment. Is supposedly they have found the true identity to Jack the Ripper. Do you know? Are you familiar with Jack the Ripper?
I'm a little bit. I'm not too fun, up on that because I'm not big into horror stuff. So
I'm
any kind of movies or
semi.
anything like that, I'm not real big into.
I'm like semi into Jack the Ripper. Obviously, he's like one of the most notorious serial killers of all time. In the early 1800s in Britain, and the UK.
Yeah.
He would specifically murder lonely women. I guess I want to
Oh,
say
okay.
I don't want to say like prostitutes or just women in like discram. You know what I mean? Um, but that was
Almost
primarily
like what's his face? Not Dahmer. What's his face with his Beetle, his Volkswagen Beetle. Can't
what's that?
remember his name. I
I
think it was out in California or whatever. Apparently, he was like the best looking serial killer, and that's why nobody took forever to find him.
oh, not John Wayne Gacy, not him.
You know what I'm talking about. I
Yeah,
don't know his name, but yeah.
damn. I know.
Who was he played by?
I'm trying to. Was
Uh,
it Zac Efron?
yes, yeah, it was played by Zac Efron.
Uh, you
Forget his
know.
name.
No, I
You
got
know
it.
what I'm
Look.
talking about.
Yeah. Point is, one of the most notorious killers. Obviously, since the 1800s, nobody knew who he was. Who his that true identity was
How was it found?
until, yeah, did nothing. He was most. It was like one of the most like highly prolific cases, and up until now, obviously, we now know what it is. Um.
Who? Well, how did they figure out who a
So
1800 serial killer is?
yeah. So I actually have a. I believe I have. Yeah, I have notes right here. I have note. Did some note. I did some homework for once. I did a tad bit of research. So his real name was Aaron Kaminsky. This is News Nation. I'm not making this shit out. I'm not like I got this
Yeah.
from News Nation. His name was Aaron Kaminsky. He was his descendant, so his family member, his great I think niece or something like that, was
Yep.
the one who helped with the discovery of the killer.
Oh, okay.
Um, Kaminsky was a Polish immigrant who came to Whitechapel, England, all the way back in 1881. So he's an immigrant from
Wow.
Poland who went to England. And that's how he. That's where he was located. And unironically enough, what was the job he became? He became a barber. You know, that's the. I mean, I feel like that's like a little sketchy.
Interesting.
So he's good with
Very
knives.
interesting.
He's
Yeah.
um
Yeah. Well,
and
luckily he wasn't into boys. He was into girls.
exactly. Who knows?
That would have been something.
Oh, that. Oh, sorry. This is a side note. It's Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm
That's
like
who it was.
I'm looking through Google right now. I was like, this motherfucker. I know which movie
Hey,
you're talking about too. Anyways, an historian by the name of Russell Edwards bought a shawl. I'm not sure what a shawl is. I'm sure it's like a blanket or some sort of thing. back in 2007 that was on the crime scene of a murder by the lady of Catherine Headows. So it was on the shawl was on the crime scene that was bought from an auction, which I'm assuming that's where they extracted the DNA from, which is really cool and
Oh,
creepy
okay.
and shit. Um, Kaminsky was Kaminsky was at age 23 at the time of the death. So he was 23. So he was relatively young. He was a young killer at the time, I guess that's what they're saying. Um, who also had schizophrenia and was in a mental asylum until 1919 when he died. So he was
So
a
he
young
was a schizo on top of killing women?
and a
What the
barber.
hell? And a
Uh,
barber. And a
and he
barber. How does that work? You're schizo. You're like, no, sir. Just you got a patient in front of you. No, sir. You can't. I can't do that right now. And there's nobody there.
yeah,
I feel like
exactly. I'm
nobody
gonna
can
cut
pick
your
up
hair
on it.
next. I'm gonna cut
No,
your hair next.
I'll
What
cut
the
your hair.
fuck?
Nobody else in the
Who
barbershop.
the fuck are you talking to, man? Um, but yeah, so that I mean,
Wonky.
yeah, thanks to Kaminsky's oldest brother's great great granddaughter, they were able to get the DNA match. So they had to use his great 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 daughter. I'm talking about two G's, two greats.
Yeah.
So they did some digging and they were able to find um his true identity. And I don't think
Okay.
and this is crazy because like I said, I don't know, I can't really put into significance how important this is, but like it's like one of the biggest what ifs. Like what if we find the true identity of Jack the Ripper? And now again, this all could be bullshit, but it's been coming from reliable news sources. People have always thrown out names here and there, but I mean the way it's looking, this is actually the identity of him. It's very curious. It's very weird. Um, I-
Interesting. That's weird. Huh.
it is. I
Never
thought,
think that would happen.
yeah, it's like it's weird because like I'm currently this is kind of like irrelevant, but like I'm currently watching Dexter. You ever watch Dexter?
I've seen it. I've seen clips on TikTok and whatnot.
Like
The
obviously
Chinese app.
the Chinese app, the Chinese
Chinese app.
communist app. They're
Yep.
spying on us.
Yep.
Obviously like someone like him, right? So the cities take place in Miami. The media gives him a nickname, the Bay Harbor Butcherer, right? And all
Yeah.
throughout the second season, he has to try to like prove that he's not the killer because they know that someone from the police department is the killer. So he spoiler by the way, this is spoilers if you've not watched it. Do you want to? Uh, Basically, the whole point of the season two is to kind of frame somebody else for the murderers because what he does, um, obviously it's gonna be a little bloody and gory. Basically he kills kind of like Luigi Mangione style. He kills bad people. He kills some of the worst scumbags. We're talking about criminals, murder and all that. He does it. He does it, and he cuts them up into bitty pieces and throws them in the bay. That's why his nickname was the Bay of Butcher. But like stuff like that has
Interesting.
happened in real life. Like to think that and he's killed. I'm not sure how many confirmed deaths. I'm gonna look it up right now. How many deaths does Jack the Ripper have? Um, they're saying at least 5 women. Oh, but it's not a lot.
That's it.
That's
Gosh, I
it.
should. I should say that's it.
That's rookie numbers.
That's rookie numbers. What the fuck? I feel like there's been such worse people out there, or worse serial killers, I should say. That's
but
crazy.
but
It's
it
like one in every like 100 people is like, or was it one in like 1,000 people is like a serial killer or something like that, or like
yeah, the
I don't know.
fact
I don't
that
know what the
there's
ratio.
like
It's something like stupid, scary ratio that it's like one in 1,000 or one in 10,000 people is a serial killer.
yeah, it's
Like,
like
or it's either that or it's like you meet 3 to 5 serial killers in your life.
yeah, you probably met. I mean, who knows? Would it be one of us? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyways,
What
that
the
is
fuck?
that's a that's a creepy it's a creepy concept that like you definitely could have like at my job I could have met a killer at Chipotle. You never know.
Yeah, they just come in for their
Uh,
burrito. They'll be like, "Hey, can I get extra red sauce?"
Extra red,
I
extra
wonder why.
steak, extra meats. I'm like, okay, buddy, here's your burrito. It's such a creepy concept. I mean, obviously, they don't have him in custody. Justice will never be served. He's the fucking
Well,
guy.
obviously, yeah,
The guy died in 1919, so he's long gone by now.
yeah. But
Um,
some families can get closure now. They
exactly.
can
Yeah,
finally
yeah,
put
yeah.
people to rest and know what
Could
happened.
you imagine what like his descendant family like right now are feeling like? God, my great uncle was fucking Jack the Ripper. He killed women. Like I couldn't imagine about like you said, like imagine Tim Bundy's family. I'm sure he has family that lives today. Like, could you imagine? Do you like? I obviously I wouldn't want to be associated with Ted Bundy. I don't know about you. I
Well,
f-
if you're one of Ted Bundy's kids, you're probably pretty hot, to be honest with you.
was Ted Bundy even that hot IRL, or was it just fucking Zac
Apparently,
Efron?
apparently that's how he that yeah. Well, Zac
Um,
Efron's a different story, but apparently
well, Zac
that's
Efron.
how he got so many women because they didn't suspect this good-looking guy,
I'm looking at it right now. He's
was
not
taking
bad.
women.
He's not bad
He's
looking.
not bad. Oh, yeah, it's Marco's type. Don't worry.
I'm afraid I think I wasn't born in the 70s and 80s. Damn.
Thank God.
If I was a woman in the
He'd be like, "Hey,
80s,
can you take me for once, please?"
oh sorry, I don't date fat chicks. And
That's crazy. It's- Imagine a girl walks up to Ted Bundy's car and is like, "Hey, how you doing? Good looking." He just looks him up and down. Sorry, I don't
Fuck
date
no.
fat chicks.
Fuck no. I'm
That's
out of here.
crazy. That'd be crazy. And then if you come to find out that that's actually the Ted, that's a serial killer back then. That'd be hilarious.
That'd be fucking. I'll
That'd
be
be
like,
the
I
one good
dodged a
part
bullet.
about being fat.
See,
Getting a fat
hey,
chick.
especially that lady we talking about, the Lyft driver. Maybe that's
Yeah,
she would have been
she
fine.
wouldn't have been picked up. She wasn't picked up either way.
She would not be a part of the butchering, I guess you could say. Um, one more thing before we wrap this up. And I called this perfectly at the end of our Super Bowl recap episode a couple weeks ago. I said, and you guys can go back in the episode towards the
Yeah.
end. I predicted that Kanye West, his wife, would divorce him. And surely enough, a couple days after the video was uploaded, guess what happened? Divorce papers were filed between Kanye and his wife. I just
Did it
want to
give a
say
reason? Did it give any kind of details or just
his
divorce?
reason is because it's Kanye fucking West. That would be a good reason
You
enough.
can't give that a reason. You can't say, "Oh,
He,
it's
he's a
because it's
fucking
this person."
he's a fucking crazy anti-Semitic piece of shit racist asshole. Is that good enough reason?
That's fair.
It's fair.
Well, I don't. Is he? I feel like he's. Oh yeah, yeah, he is a little racist, I believe. That's
Dude,
fair.
look.
Well, he did come on social media and say like, "Oh, all of that was a complete joke. It was all a test." And
You can say the most
but
diabolical shit and say it's a joke.
but at the same point,
He already dug his grave, dog. You can say the most
yeah,
outlandish, racist, like most fucked up shit in the world and say it was a joke.
racist,
I don't know why.
racist.
It's my wisdom teeth that's fucking up my speech right now. I gotta get that shit removed right
Yeah,
now.
you gotta get him out. Yep.
I don't know. Maybe during my procedure that I can interview my dentist. They can talk, or
There you go.
you can watch me get my wisdom teeth removed.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Anyways,
Respectfully.
sorry. This was a little bit of a short episode. Again, Troy's not
Going.
feeling
I'm gonna
well.
go die in bed for a little bit.
Troy's
So
being a little bitch. He's just.
I don't want to hear it.
I don't know, man.
I don't want to hear it.
I think the five women from Jack the Ripper are doing a little worse than you right now.
Okay,
Just
they've been in the ground for like how long? 150 years.
it's like
Maybe
yeah.
almost 200 now. So
Point being,
at this point,
if you guys end up enjoying the episode, make sure you guys please subscribe, follow wherever you get your podcast. All the social medias will be in the description down below. Any thoughts, Troy? Closing thoughts.
we gotta start getting people on here. I just realized.
Oh yeah, baby. Maybe episode
That
10.
was cool.
I think we're on episode
No,
7 or 8,
this
maybe
is what 7 or 8
7
now.
or 8. Yeah,
Yeah,
where
we'll
we
have to
get.
get somebody on.
I have a couple guests in mind. A couple, nobody famous. We're not that popular yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there, bro.
We'll get there one day. One day.
Um, but yeah, I
Anyway,
guess follow the social medias. We thank you for stopping
yes, sir.
by,
Yep. Have
and
a good rest of your night.
peace.
See you later.